Iran war is a consequence of the New World Order. Previously, the national interest and action on national interest based was not common at all. But now that kind of liberal global government or something is over. So now the world is as it is. So big powers plays important role and they act on their national interest. And that's what the United States is doing now.
Well
so that's the point. I don't know historically, because we need some perspectives to make a judgment on actions like war on Iran, whether this action on behalf of President Trump will lead us closer to the peace or will lead us closer to the war, a longer war. Because it's obvious that Iran was a center of a paramilitary, international, violent, fundamentally religious-based, anti-Semitic, anti-freedom, network. So to destroy that capacity of Iran could lead us closer to the peace. But if the Americans are not able to do it, that could lead us into an even bigger, complicated, violent, war-like situation.
I 100% agree. I think that's really well said, because I fully align with you that the Iranian regime goes against the values that we both believe in, I'll call it liberal democracies, even though we're kind of past the liberal part, the democratic system that we believe in.
Freedom.
Let's stick with freedom, you're right. But solving it through military means is a very risky thing. So it could either lead, especially if it's a quick operation, to a utopia.
Especially having experiences from that region. So I am an old fox, even President Trump is older than me, but in terms of experiences, I have more. Because I was in power when the war erupted against Iraq, how it was done in Afghanistan. I do remember when the towers came down and the response of them. I was prime minister at that time, So I know how complicated to make, to arrange any result on that region of the world. So to go in, it's easy. To get out is almost impossible. And to make impact exclusively from the air, and to manage something in the right direction from the air, even we have modern telecommunication means and instruments, it's impossible. That's my experience. So I think what's going on is very risky.
Agree. You said you were Prime Minister when 9/11 happened, when the Iraq War and Afghanistan War started, among other things, when the Syrian regime, the civil war started there. What was so are you just used to the world being what it is? So what was your reaction when the Iran War started? Were you expecting it? Did it come as a shock? Were you worried?
So I'm a national-based political leader, so I don't have global responsibility, So the first reaction of my mind is always, okay, what is the consequence of that on Hungary?
Okay.
No, I'm not playing the game to imagine myself as President of the United States, what should be done, That's the liberal thing, So I don't base my politics on that. If I see something in the world like strike on Iran, my first question, okay, what kind of dangers could come to Hungary? And there are many. So I'm not happy with that at all. First of all, migration. Migration is a fatal issue here in Europe. Many countries were not able to say no, and now they are in deep, deep, deep trouble, and they have not an even clue how they can get out of that. Probably they are lost countries in terms of identity, and their future is absolutely not clear. So Hungary, luckily enough, was enough to defend against the mass migration we have suffered 10 years ago. Plus, we have never had the imperialistic territories outside our country, so there is no citizens of different from ours who should claim to come because they belong to the same empire. So we are lucky in many terms. So basically, we defended ourselves. But now, Iran is 90 million inhabitants, and as far as I remember, 4 million Afghan-based citizen is living as refugee in Iran, and Iran cannot provide any more shelter for them. And Turkey is the next country, so it's easy from Iran to come to Turkey and from Turkey up to the Balkan and arriving to the Hungarian border. So that the possible current of the next mass migration is the main headache. The second one is the oil price globally. Hungary is a country which lost 2/3 of its territory and population as an outcome of being defeated in the First World War, which means that we lost all raw material sources, all energy sources. So we are a landlocked country, which is, naturally, we have the nicest country, of course, it's beautiful. But in terms of energy and raw material, we are very poor. So we need imports. So when the oil price is going up, the price of import is going. So when the Ukrainian-Russian war happened, in 1 year time, the price of energy import from outside went up from 7 billion euro to 17 billion. So which means that the Hungarian economy lost 10 billion euro in 1 year. So if the oil prices are going up again, as it happened several years ago, we will suffer again. So that's these are the main challenges, not how to reorganize the Middle East. That's a very nice thing, but that belongs to the big guys. So I have to take care of the Hungarian consequences of this new war.